Good evening and welcome to Scrapbooking with a Twist. I'm actually going to try to do a 2-page layout tonight. So I'm just going to get with it. This is going to be page number 1. It's kind of the main page, I guess, maybe, sort of. So I'm just going to try to get with it. This is my oldest grandson. He's in 7th grade this year, and he was on the cross-country track team for the school. And I mean, ran his little heart out. So that is what these pictures are going to be. This is 2 different track meets. The first one and then another one that I got pictures of. So I'm just going to dive in here. The first thing I'm going to do, I need to get those letters off of there. The first thing I'm going to do is put down my little track, my road, my track. This is not going to be like highly embellished. I'm just telling you. I'm going to put this across here. Where'd my other one go? There it is. And then put my title kind of along it. And I'm going to put grass all the way across the bottom. Because cross country, you run cross country. Literally. Through the grass and up the hills, down the hills, around things. And so I'm going to put those 2 things down first. While I'm doing that, I'm going to do the twist. The twist really, really, really goes with, to me, these pictures tonight. The twist comes from 2 Timothy 4, 7, and 8. And this is Paul writing to Timothy. And he says, I have fought the good fight. I have finished the race. I have kept the faith. Now there is in store for me the crown of righteousness, which the Lord, the righteous judge, will award me on that day. And not only for me, but also to all who have longed for his appearing. So Paul is in prison in Rome, and he's in bad prison. He is in a dungeon, and it's not long before he is going to be martyred, before he's going to be put to death there in Rome. And so he's writing Timothy. Timothy, I think at this time, I'm not positive, but I think at this time, Timothy is a young pastor in Ephesus, is where I think he is. But anyway, wherever he is, Paul is writing him and giving, it's kind of like Paul's last testament, his last testimony, and he's encouraging Timothy to just keep the faith. And Paul says, I've fought long and hard, and I'm about finished with the race. But I've kept the faith. And the good thing about it is that the Lord, the righteous judge, Jesus, is going to present me with my crown of righteousness when I finish this race. And then he goes on to say, and that's why I included verse 8, he goes on to say, and not just me, but anyone who longs for his appearing. So any of us who are longing for Jesus to return and take us home, we have that crown of righteousness, that crown of glory waiting for us too. And I thought that was appropriate for today because these little guys, they're young. It's their first years in school athletics. And they don't leave anything out there on that track. I mean, my grandson ran until there was one time that he actually thought he was going to throw up. He, ran so hard his side was hurting, but he never stopped running. Never. I mean, over, under, around, and some of those hills. This first track meet was in Decatur, and it had these steep hills and 2 big hills, and one was literally on the way to the finish. And I thought, my goodness, how are those kids going to survive that? And yet he just kept running. He just kept running, just kept putting one foot in front of the other. I was so proud of him. There were like over 100 kids, and he finished about 50th, which to me was awesome because there were kids. He's 7th grade, and it was in all of the junior high, including the 8th grade. There were over 100 kids, and I was just really proud of him. But I think that was what Paul was saying, is I didn't leave anything, you know. I left it all out there. I spent it all doing what I knew I was supposed to be doing. And so when we finish the race, when we're done, like Paul knew he was done, when we're done, wouldn't it be nice to be able to say, you know what? I fought a good fight, I ran a good race, and I kept the faith. And I know when I close my eyes for the last time that the Lord's going to be standing there waiting just to give me my crown of glory. That's a pretty good feeling. All right, so I have matted these. These were my base pages. This is all about that base over on Ginger's Corner, and there's a link in the description box down below that you can click on, and it'll take you. There's a playlist, and you can watch everyone that's doing this hop. A lot of people participated in it, and some just awesome base pages and layouts produced from these. Lots of fun to watch that. So click on that and just enjoy. But this, I believe, is going to be number 10 and 11 for me, I think. I'm not positive, but I think. And I'm going to, this is an embellishment that I made a long time ago for one of our swaps, and this came with it and had the browns, so I thought it worked out good. And I'm going to put it on here on this layout. But I want to put down my track first. I got my pictures down. I want to put my track down next. I think I had better use this. This is just a little die cut. I've used it. You've seen me use it several times. Just this little kind of windy road, but I thought it was pretty appropriate for a cross-country track meet. And I'm going to put this up fairly high, and then I'm going to have my title kind of follow it. I want a narrow tip for this other end. I don't know about y'all, but we're getting rain, and it is amazing. But my electricity keeps going out. And so these guys, this crew that the electric company hires, contracts, this tree trimming crew, they said that it's the neighbor and me and then some on down the road, because we've got all these big, heavy trees. They said that there are trees getting on the lines causing, you know, the outages. So they were at my neighbor's all day yesterday, right next to my fence, but on my neighbor's property. And I was not very impressed with their work ethic, I'll just tell you. There were, at one point, I counted 7 men out there. There was one working. He was using the tree saw thing. And they brought their lawn chairs. One of them was asleep. I mean, his head didn't leave his chest for like, you know, an hour at a time. And I'm like, the electric company is paying y'all to do this. And I have to pay my electric bill. And I'd really rather see y'all out there working and not sitting around on the clock while one person works and the other 6 are sitting around. I was not impressed. Well, I needed to get my puppies out in the garage. It's way past time for them to be out there and playing in those wood shavings and pooping in those wood shavings and all that kind of stuff. But I was not about to take my puppies, because they were right next to my fence. They could see everything I was doing. I was not about to take my puppies out of the house and put them in the garage and them see them. And I don't like to judge people, and I'm not judging them, but I didn't want them to see my puppies and think, boy, that'd be some easy money. Maybe I am judging them, but whatever. I didn't want them to see my puppies, so I didn't take my puppies out there. Then they came over and they said, we need to be on your property tomorrow, and we'll be here early in the morning. And I said, well, I don't get up early. But anyway, he said, we'll be here early in the morning and we'll work on your property tomorrow, on your trees. I said, okay. So I said, well, the dogs will let me know when you're at the gate. Well, they didn't. They were still asleep too. And so my doorbell rang like at 8 o'clock. So I jump out of bed, and he said, can we bring our big truck? They've got two actually big old trucks into your driveway. And I have kind of a circular driveway, but there's a part of it over there that's not paved, and over to one side. And I said, yes, you can bring it over there where it's not paved, but I don't want those big, heavy trucks parked on my concrete. So he said, okay. So this was at 8 o'clock. Well, I had to leave at 10:30, and they were still sitting in their trucks. They hadn't even gotten out of their trucks. They hadn't come into my driveway, nothing. And it was raining. And so I know electricity and rain don't go together, and they're trimming these trees, back from around the highline wires. But they were just sitting in that truck, I guess, on the clock, So like I said, I have not been impressed with their work ethic at all. So again, another day that I couldn't put my puppies out there. And if I can't put them out there, I can't. Their only feed they're getting are their mamas. I can't give them feed because it's too big a mess in here in the whelping boxes. They are skating around in pee and poop, and that's not healthy. So that means they'll have to come back tomorrow because it rained all day today. They'll have to come back tomorrow, which means I miss another day of my puppies having puppy food. Well, 3 days, that's a pound. And my puppies are going home a little early as it is, because they're going home like before Christmas. We've got our pickup date set for the 20th. So I'm just like, guys, you're disrupting what I need going on here. I think this is my little bit of journaling, and all I did was just put that September 2025 was his first track season through school, and how well he did. And I didn't put any details, but I should have put that he finished in the top half, but I didn't. And these little bitty stars came out of these, so I'm just going to use them up here on my shirt. No use to not use them. Just use them kind of like enamel dots. Let's put the bigger one right up there. A little one right, oops, I need another dot of glue. That was not in the right place. And that one right there. No use not to use them. Okay. And then in my brads, I had these little tennis shoes. And they are almost like his tennis shoes. So I'm going to put these little tennis shoes down here running in the grass. I am. Let's see. Let's put one about here. But I thought they would be cute for this layout. I have to cut that one off because to get the tennis shoe right, the brad is sticking down below my paper, so I'm going to have to cut that little piece off. I kind of need to slant them because this one would be like that, and then this one would be going up in the running stride. I'm probably down here off the camera. Hope not. Sorry if I am. Okay, let's get that other one on there. Okay, there we go. Do I want it like he's run it like, or do I just want them on there straight? I think I may just put them on there straight. Okay, there's that. And then I think the only thing I have left on this page is to do the title. And I'm just gonna follow the road. The track, excuse me. Like that, I do believe. And then that's going to be it. This one's pretty simple for me. Make sure I spell it right. You know, I'm notorious for getting my letters backwards. Trackmeet. I think I've got them right, if I can just keep them that way. I had one here a while back that I misspelled. I caught it before I put it away, but I knew when I'd already finished and turned the camera off and figured it out, I thought, oh, I bet there were people out there screaming at me, hey, 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 you've got that misspelled. You reversed 2 letters. And I just did these on my little Cricut. No, that is not the truth. This is a die set that I just love. I actually used it on one of my, what is it called? Trading Post embellishments, the birthday one. I did it in orange and black too, and I thought, oh, I should just go ahead and do that track meet on that while I'm doing it, and I did with the same paper. Okay, so there we are. Okay, now that is that page. So I'm going to put that aside for now, and I'm going to drag out the other page, and it is like this. So I had this 2-page base page, and with this diagonal and this little burlap edge. Okay, I need this other, let me get these things off of here for right now. I need that other page to know where to put my track on this side. So they're gonna match up. We were sound asleep in the night last night, and mean the biggest clap of thunder you have ever heard in your life. I mean, everything in my house rattled. My dog jumped 2 feet in the air, and then of course the electricity went out, and so it was like totally dark. The clocks, everything, you know, totally dark. And she was like, I mean, when that clap of thunder hit, she just jumped like she'd been shot. Okay, let's see. We can line these up. There we go. Now we can put this one aside. And then I'm going to put this picture there. And I had, what did I do with it? I had some leftover track somewhere that I cut. Oh, there it is. I'm going to take this little piece and put in over here. Like so. And then that will have my track all the way across the page. I'll have to trim that because it's cut on the wrong angle, but and then put my picture right up there. Okay, I have to trim that when it dries, but that picture is going to go right there over those two. Then, now all of this page is his first track meet. The other page was the other track meet. I'm going to put, this is his little 7th and 8th grade team. And this picture, this one finished first on their team, not of the track meet, but of their team. He finished first, and then there's my grandson finishing second on the team right behind him. And this was his actual little, whatever you call that. I don't know what you call it. Anyway, and so I'm going to put that on there. And then I've got the grass, but I need to put that on there first. I think I want to scoot it down so that it's totally under the grass. Like that. Yes. Yes, that's what I want. I need to center it, I think. So, let's get that down. I don't know how far they run. 2 miles, maybe? Maybe it's a little longer than that even. I don't remember. I forgot how long their track is. Okay, I think I've been off camera here. But it's a long ways. I think it's maybe between 2 and 3 miles that they run. It's long, whatever it is. I don't know how. His mom, actually, I've got a picture of his mom kind of running along beside him. His mom was a cross-country runner, and then she ran the 800 in regular track and did the high jump, and she played basketball. She was a good athlete, and his dad's was a really good athlete. He's adopted, but still, they were good athletes. And anyway, I never ran. Running was not my thing, ever. So I don't even know how to spell run. I was more strength and agility. That was more my thing. I played volleyball. I played softball. I played basketball, but I was better at volleyball. And if we had had things like, you know, track. We didn't have girls track. I would have done things like probably shot put, discus, something like that. That would have been my area. Okay, I have one more picture. This is the one, there's his mom running out beside him. I just kind of want to do a little almost cluster of pictures here. Something like that, I think. So let's just put them down. And then, of course, you know, my husband was a professional golfer. He played football. I don't know if I want to, I think I want to overlap that. He played football, but he got hurt. And he had to quit football, but he was already playing golf. And so he went on to play golf. And then, of course, played, you know, went to college on a golf scholarship, and then was a golf professional. So his thing definitely was golf. I'm just going to glue this corner of this so I can place that other picture like that. And I just backed all of these on this page in the green, except for that one I did on the orange because it showed better up there. And then on the other page that had this green, I backed them in the orange, just to kind of tie the pages sort of together, I guess. Let's see if we can get that straight from here. It's a long ways looking at it up there. Okay, that's got all the pictures on there. I was gonna do 2 of these brads where these 2 holes were, but when I tucked that under the grass, there's only 1 hole now, so I guess I'll just do the one. But I am gonna put a brad in there. Let's see, let's trim this. Get that little extra grass off of there. Get a hole for our brad. I've got these little stars if I decide to use them. And if I can get my brad split here. There we go. I need to trim this little piece of my track. Okay. And then I have this little, like, it was just orange, and I thought, well, that's kind of neat. And then I had this little film thing, because I was sure taking pictures. And then somewhere I have a little camera. There it is. And it's the same color as that. So I thought I would stick that on there. So let's peel and stick this. This was just left over from something in my binder. And I thought, oh, it's orange. Let's use it. Put that right there. And then I'm going to put this little film thing and the little camera right down there. Like that. And then, you know what? I think I may use these stars just right above that picture. I kind of like that. And I don't want to put them back in my binder. And I got stars on the other page, so I may as well have some stars on this page. So we're just going to put them right above that picture. They were stars. And then I had this little banner, this little thingy that I thought kind of went with it because it's got all those same colors. So put that here on this corner. And then I had these little bugs. I think there's one more somewhere. And he was going the wrong direction, which I thought was funny. I've got another one somewhere. There were 3 of them. I get to moving things around, and then I wipe them off in the floor, and then they're eternally gone. So I don't know where that other little bug went. I'll just have to find him. He's here somewhere. I don't know where he went. Anyway, I've got another one of those little bugs. And when I find him, I'm going to put him on here. But I thought they were kind of cute. Like, they're orange and they go with everything. And I thought they could be our little track stars down here in the grass. So I'm going to actually put just a little dot of glue on them too. I don't trust these stickers like this. But I thought they'd be cute down there. I've got to find that other one though, because I want 2 going this way, and then this one is like he's lost. Actually, sometimes they come back on the same track. They double back and do some stuff. But anyway, I thought he was cute going the other direction. Oh, there's my other bug right there. He's sticking to me. There he is. All right, I think that's it. I've got some orange Nuvo drops, but I don't really think I need them. I think that's going to be it. So let me show you. I don't have a big enough view, I don't think, to show you both pages together, but there is page 1, and there is page 2, and we have my grandson's first track season documented. Thank you so much for dropping by my channel. If you're not a subscriber, please subscribe to me, and be sure that you check out the other videos in this hop. It's called All About That Base, 20 base pages in 20 days. And the link is in the description. And I'm so glad you stopped by. Have a blessed day and be a blessing to someone else.